we did Rushmore, we did Mr. Holland. But you guys, I will not be sated. I'm on a rampage, and now it's time to look at some dissenting reviews of Back to the Future, one of the most beloved movies of all. A dissenting voice says, "Low man," with a 1 out of 10 star review. Okay, ... Fine, it's not really necessary. Just start with "it looks." It looks like I'm the only person in civilization that hates this movie. Oh, you're not. You're not. We'll get to it. There's a couple more. I was at a friend's house, and it was rented. So, passive voice for no reason. For part of the evening's entertainment. I saw it way back in 1985 when it came out. I did not then have any particularly hostile feelings toward it, but after seeing it again recently and looking through the comments on IMDb, I must conclude that it is the most overrated movie ever made. Okay, wow. So he didn't have his own opinion about it until he saw everyone else's opinion and decided he needed to disagree. A quick browse through the comments yields such superlatives as fantastically scripted, the sci-fi comedy, the perfect movie package. Oh, by the way, you gotta decide. Do you want these or do you want this? Because this can't go outside of here. And this can't go outside of here. One of the most original idea ever put on film. Okay, he's going like that. He's capturing typos and he's going after them in his review, which has typos in it. Oh my God, no mercy. Mercy's for the weak. And one of the best movies ever made in the history of filmmaking, which I think is one word, but again, he's quoting someone, so I don't know. Might be their mistake. Everyone is entitled to his or her opinion, I guess. What you've just hit on is the operating concept of the IMDb. Plot-wise, this movie is as sitcom formulaic as they come. Sitcom formulaic. Interesting compound adjective. I can see how the pitch went to get this film made. We'll make an episode of Three's Company Meets Happy Days with some time travel in it. I must also point out that this film is not science fiction. It is fantasy. So your disagreement with other people's reviews is now a criticism of the movie? Back to the Future doesn't claim to be science fiction. This is also irrelevant. This is like, get it out. It doesn't belong in the review. Maybe this is my own personal problem. Yes. But science fiction should make some attempt at plausibility. This movie relies on a device called the flux capacitor. What is with the single quotes? That requires gigawatts or gigawatts, but you don't need an apostrophe. That's a plural. No apostrophes in a plural. And a DeLorean moving at 88 miles an hour to function, although why this is the case and what the device does is never even vaguely delineated. The film would have been just as plausible if it involved a wizard that zapped people back in time with a medieval talisman and an incantation that required precise rhythm and pronunciation. It might have even been more plausible that way. That whole paragraph gotta go. I suppose it's the single quote, the science fiction of it, that really honks me off. It seems that so many people regard this film as good SF. I guess that's SF, but it's not even capitalized. That's lazy, dude. It's science fiction. Come on. You tired of typing science fiction? I guess. And it is not. If you want a good example of SIF, look at Terry Gilliam's Brazil. It's a completely different kind of movie. Like, why would you compare the two? Many people find that film confusing and impenetrable, but good SIF usually takes some work to appreciate because it deals with concepts that most people haven't thought about. This film just takes a formulaic stroll. First of all, you said earlier that it's not science fiction, it's fantasy, so now why are you holding it to science fiction standards? You don't even know what you want. This film just takes a formulaic stroll through a combination of well-worn cliches. He went to the trouble of figuring out how to type E with an accent over it, which kudos to you for that. to be found all over situation comedies and time travel stories. Well, it is a comedy movie. Come to think of it, Gilliam's 12 Monkeys deals with the time travel concept far better than this film does. I didn't like 12 Monkeys. Maybe you and I just like different kinds of movies, but like you seem to be comparing Back to the Future to science fiction movies, which I wouldn't say. I don't think it's science fiction, and I don't think it's fantasy either. It's a comedy film with a science fiction element in it, but it's not important, and that's why it's not explained the way you want it to be explained. Oh my god. Okay, this isn't to say the film has no redeeming qualities. It does have some amusing moments. As a sitcom, it's okay. It's not a Okay. You mean as a comedy? For comedy and science fiction, though, the Fox network show Futurama is vastly better. Ooh, buddy, not a very good ratio. Ooh. This one's nice and short. Back to the Future. A boy goes back to 1955 by Quadrophenia 694555654. Wow. This guy sounds like he likes science fiction too. Alright, so what is with people starting? What the previous review started with okay, and this one starts with so. Doc Brown. Oh my god. There's no capital. Well, there is some capitalization, but not where he needs it. Doc Brown has a DeLorean. I don't think that's how you. Isn't it like with an A-N? A DeLorean car that is ran. Oh no. By petroleum. No, it's not. No, it's not. It's run by plutonium, you piece of shit. And he can go back to the future. Well, first he has to go to the past. Then he can go back to the future. Okay, when it reaches 88 miles per hour, so he asks his friend Marty to meet him in a car park to show him how it works. But this is all one sentence. But whilst there, Libyan terrorists are after him as he stole the petroleum. It's plutonium. Of them, I think he means off them. When Mary and the Marty. By the way, all this this capitalization, and yes, I'm aware that this is a gigantic run-on sentence. By the way, and here actually run-on sentence where right here there's not even a comma, not even an and, just continued. So well, let's see how long this sentence goes. Marty and the Doc, capital, are in the car park, and the Libyan turn up, Libyans, and shoot the Doc. The Doc. Wait, no capital D because it's the Doc. But Marty escapes in the DeLorean. Spelling. In the DeLorean reaches 88, in the DeLorean reaches 88 miles per hour and ends up back in 1955 where he has to find the Doc and try to get him back to 1985, whilst also in 1955 he tried to get his future mom and dad together before he vanished. Past tense. Forever, and before his mom wants to become his girlfriend, which I found a little strange, but whatever floats people's boat, I guess. 2 out of 65. This is not a review. This is just like a synopsis. An incorrect synopsis of the movie, and it's all one sentence. It's all one run-on sentence. Ended with my favorite punctuation, by the way. Oh, you guys, I'm exhausted. I don't have much energy left in me. I don't know if I can handle another review of what? Oh my god, look at this! Oh boy, I see a lot of quotation marks. I see a lot of asterisks. And I don't see any paragraph breaks. I see some ellipses. Oh boy. Title: a TV movie. Well, it's not. I'm sorry, you're just incorrect about that. And this is by Smiley McGrouchpants Jr. Esquire III. Okay, cute. This is a fraud movie. The most effective one I know of, semicolon. You don't need that. You could start a new sentence. Everyone in the 80s liked it. Do you mean everyone liked it in the 80s? Or is it like time is a flat circle and the 80s people like it. I don't really understand. Spielberg said the studios weren't ready for Bob's movies even though he was ready to make them or something. It's on Zemeckis' Wikipedia page. Okay. But really, I think this was a question of the Spielbergian elan I don't know this word. Well, look at I can type an E with an accent over it. Energy, style, and enthusiasm. Spielbergian elan that he can't. I don't check the pronunciation, but elan. What language is this?
Elan.
Elan. Okay, it's a French word. Spielbergian elan that he can't confer to others, but imagines might be there. Space. Wait. I don't know where to begin with that. Of all the follow-ups and rip-offs to Raiders of the Lost Ark, the Lucas Star Wars films, Space T, Close Encounters and Jaws, all of which have single quotes around them. When did we start this thing with single quotes on movie titles? Just when you do it in school, you would underline them, and now it's italics. And on the Internet Movie Database, I would say nothing. Just capitalize it, move on. Now he's doing double quotes with TV. Like again, this not. I'm gonna stop marking quotation marks. It's this one that sticks, not Young Sherlock Holmes, Tales of the Gold Monkey, King Solomon's Mines, Battle Beyond the Stars, or Spielberg's own Amazing Stories, and Twilight Zone revivals. I'm omitting Gremlins, but Joe Dante has a vision and style of his own, so bear with me. Do I have to bear with you? God, there's still a lot left to go. Zemeckis, later to give us Forrest Gump, now it's double quotes for movies, so he's not even consistent. And having already given us Used Cars, not a hit, but considered a cult classic and subversive, and Romancing the Stone, funnily enough, one of the biggest. It's not related. Stop with these little paragraph things that are not. Look how long. Oh my. This one goes. Look at this. Look how long that is. Okay. Funnily enough, one of the biggest hits of the year, and everyone was fond of it at the time, though it sticks in no one's craw now. Kathleen Turner had trouble finding movie roles after Body Heat. No one. Okay. Semicolon. Oops. Kathleen Turner had trouble finding movie roles after Body Heat, single quotes. No, it's comma splice. No one wanted a husky-voiced Bacall like they wanted a sarcastic Jack Nicholson, and in Christian Slater makes have it easier. I'm going supernova, y'all. Why is all of this in here? From here to the word easier. Get rid of it. It's not doing anything for your review. Once said, that was so long I forgot who the subject was. Zemeckis. You could get rid of all of this. Just say Zemeckis once said. Zemeckis once said he never saw why people disparage TV so much. I learned a lot from TV. Or something. He puts it in quotes and then he says or something. He did that earlier, right? Where is that? Or something. If you're gonna quote it, quote it. Don't say or something. Which is where we get Who Framed Roger Rabbit, which holds up badly now. -- or at least weekly, like water dripping through a sieve. It's not just who cares about these characters now. -- Here we go. Now he's doing -- double dash. Or, not to be unkind, but Bob Hoskins either, but let's get real -- but who cares about these pretenses now? He's using. I see a lot of asterisks in my future too. So I'm just marking his tendencies. Here we got these asterisks. Don't force me to read something as yelling. Just write it better. Write it better so that you don't have to have a loud voice for it to come across. WB cartoons may come up in The Shining, but that's about it. Huh? Are we talking about Back to the Future? Get rid of it. This guy's having a manic day. I used to watch Saturday morning cartoons every week till I grew out of them, but as little fond of them, even as a memory I am of sugar. What the fuck? which was supposed to make up for eggs and bacon, much less the breakfast scrambled everyone eats in Portland where I live now. Woo, boy! You have gone off on a breakfast tangent, and let me just help you. Let me just hide that. No one will ever know. I used to be Boba Fett and Yoda for Halloween. Get me? You hear what I'm saying, Jack? Who cares about Saturday morning cartoons? Dash, dash. By the way, cares with asterisk. Dash, dash. At least I remember those costumes, those experiences, etc. Which, dash, dash, the TV watching, I mean, dash, dash, makes him like. Who's him? Who's him? Is it Zemeckis? Last time Zemeckis was mentioned was a long time ago. It was before. It was way back. Where was it? No, it wasn't that far. It was here. So this him refers to this Zemeckis. It makes him like David Mamet. I don't think David Mamet is like Zemeckis at all. I grew up during the golden age of television, he says, or something close to it. I'm quoting from memory. In his relatively recent book about realizing he's a conservative. Is this about David Mamet? This he is now sort of like ambiguous. Since he mentions David Mamet again here, I'm assuming now he's talking about David Mamet. And David Mamet was considered one of the preeminent playwrights of our time, certainly when I was in college in the early 90s, and Madonna's choosing to do Speed the Plow on Broadway was supposed to be significant, and Glenn Ross was being made into an all-male Reservoir Dogs like all-star combatant zone by the Jim Thompson adapter. After Dark, My Sweet James Foley, still the only Mamet aside from House of Games worth seeing, and that only once. Who cares about heist? He's too full of himself. Now it's a tangent about David Mamet. This doesn't need to be here. In fact, this is also about Mamet. This is also about Mamet. And this sentence was about Mamet. So just get rid of all of that. The pounds are melting away. I say phooey on this movie. All it teaches is contempt, double dash. And you can tell from the reviews on here that they're all replete with it. Crispin Glover was much better and memorable in Wild at Heart. I'm making my lunch. Who could forget that? Is that a quote from Wild at Heart? Just in your Back to the Future, your quote-unquote Back to the Future review. This guy's on cocaine. I come away from that not really knowing I remember you gave it a 1 out of 10 stars, but none of this serves to explain why. 0 out of 44 people found it helpful. Should I click yes? I can't. This is an image. It's not the website.